A family welcomed a homeless man into their lives, but he repaid their kindness with a horrific act. Aaron Barley, a man who caught the attention of the Wilkinson family when he was shivering and begging for change outside their local Tesco supermarket in 2016. They welcomed him into their home and gave him all the necessities to kickstart his life: food, shelter at a youth hostel, and even some paying odd jobs. And then the normal Wilkinson family became a murdered family. A year after the Wilkinson family took Barley in, he went on a drug-fueled killing rampage and stabbed the wife and the teenage son to death while they were sleeping peacefully. He had been acting strangely before the murders in a way no one could explain. When you look at the big picture, the facts about the Wilkinson family murders are unfathomable. If you have not done so already, please subscribe to our channel and click that notification bell to get inspired by these real-life stories every day. Now, back to the story. Even though Tracy Wilkinson rescued Barley from a cardboard box, organized accommodation for him, ensured he was given hot meals every day, and basically acted as his replacement mother, he stabbed her almost 20 times with a kitchen knife while she was in bed. His goal was to kill the entire family, everyone except Lydia, who was away in college in Bristol. Tracy died at the scene while her teenage son Pierce was taken to hospital. He died shortly after from 8 stab wounds. In the months that have followed the murder, Barley did not exhibit any accountability for his actions. Peter Wilkinson had just returned home from walking the dog and entered the house curiously, wondering why no one was up yet. He attributed the quiet house to his wife and son oversleeping, but was then violently confronted by Barley. Barley repeatedly screamed "die" as he stabbed Peter and left him for dead. Prosecutor Kareem Khalil told the Telegraph he was immediately met by the attacking figure of Aaron Barley, who the victim described as looking like a ninja. The attack was chaotic and persistent. Squirming in a pool of his own blood, Peter managed to call emergency services and they arrived shortly after. Despite his critical injuries and long hospital stay, he survived the ordeal, but others weren't so lucky. On the morning of March 30th, 2017, Aaron Barley executed his murderous plan against the Wilkinson family. He hid in the garden of their home and waited for Peter Wilkinson to take the dog on a 25-minute walk. Then he entered the house and the bedrooms of Tracy and Pierce to carry out his deadly attack. According to the Sun, Pierce's knife wounds were so severe that they almost divided his spinal cord. When he had finished with his third victim, Mr. Wilkinson, Barley broke into his Land Rover and screeched away. He smashed into a wall and was arrested. The Wilkinsons ended Barley's mobile phone contract a week before the murders. There's no plausible motive before this case, but something that's been mentioned concerns Barley's mobile phone. Peter Wilkinson had been paying for his contract until 1 week before the murders. According to the BBC, he thinks that Barley could have held a grudge against the family for this reason. But there's no concrete evidence. There's no motive, no explanation, Peter shared with The Guardian. He decided that because his life was going bad ways, he was going to take it out on the people that had cared and looked after him. I wish we'd never met him. I wish my wife had never set eyes on him. During the same period of time as the mobile phone cancellation, Tracy Wilkinson shared with a friend that she'd noticed Barley staring over a fence into their home. She decided not to go out of her way for him anymore. Aaron Barley has a twisted mind. According to The Sun, he wrote up a list of people he wanted to kill when he was 12 years old. He posted about chopping up people on Facebook. The Sun notes that 1 month before the murders, he posted that he was planning to take down his family. Among his musings, he wondered how many members he could kill before he got caught. When Tracy Wilkinson found him trying to stay warm in a cardboard box, she was sensitive to his visibly difficult circumstances and just wanted to help. She went on to be Barley's main target. If Lydia Wilkinson had been at home during Aaron Barley's murder spree, she might have suffered the same fate as her mother and brother, but she was safe away at college. At the court hearing, Lydia confronted Barley and gave a chilling personal statement. "My parents helped you. You repaid them with destruction and heartache. You've obliterated my life, murdered half my family, very nearly all of it." Since the murders, Lydia has returned to college with a desire to study medical research. "By researching things like cancer and Parkinson's disease, I hope to give back to people and continue Tracy's legacy," she told The Guardian. She and her father have also moved back into the family home because they couldn't let Barley have that too. As Barley rocked from side to side and displayed no remorse, the horrendous list of Aaron Barley's prior convictions was read out in court. Among his crimes was an assault on his ex-girlfriend whom he attacked with a piece of wood. At age 18, he spent 3 years in jail. Arson also appeared on the list. In an effort to understand Barley's behavior, character witnesses were summoned during the murder trial. BBC News notes that his former foster carer Eileen Adams described him as a Jekyll and Hyde type of personality, someone who displayed sensitivity at times but was also very threatening. Aaron Barley's parents were uncle and niece, so he was inbred. His father was almost 20 years older than his mother, and they both died before he was 6. His father died from cancer when he was 4, and his mother died of a heart attack 2 years later, and Barley was raised in various foster homes. At age 11, he was thrown out of a children's home for disruptive behavior. As a result, he experienced frequent bouts of homelessness. When Barley was generously taken in by Tracy Wilkinson, they became friends much like a mother and son. Barley went as far as to give her a Christmas card that said, "To the mother I never had." Since these events transpired, Barley has shown no remorse for his actions or willingness to improve his behavior. In fact, the BBC notes that his one regret is that Peter Wilkinson survived his attack. While being held in custody, Barley bit the security officers and tried to punch them. He has a reputation as a compulsive liar and manipulator, one who threatened police officers barely hours after his arrest. The BBC reports that he said these words to a policeman: "I stabbed 3 people up. I ain't bothered about taking one of you with me." Barley will be in prison for the rest of his life. After trusting Barley with small responsibilities to earn his keep, Peter Wilkinson hired him for one of his engineering firms. He even helped Barley secure a full-time job at Newport Docks, but Barley sabotaged that by not arriving for work shifts and showing up under the influence of drugs. In February 2017, Barley was working as a furniture polisher, but he'd also started behaving unpredictably and was ultimately fired for his heavy drug use. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and consider sharing it with someone who may find it interesting. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.